Hello there, good morning everybody. How are you today? Hopefully you found us on, oh there you are, on the Facebook page. We're on Half Yard Sewing Club today. Hello Shelley, Mandy, Joanne, Sharon, Shirley and Joe and Diana, Zoe. And Brenda on Facebook, who's sewing along with me this morning. This is what we're going to make. So hopefully you've got all of your ingredients there. I did post on Facebook on, I think on both my Facebook pages, if you wanted to have a sew along. I also sent out messages on YouTube. They don't always come through. I can't do anything about that. But I have put all of the materials list in the description box underneath the video on YouTube. So if you wanted to make a note and sew along at a later date, that would be fine. I was thinking as well, it's quite versatile, because although I made it as an Easter basket, because we do an egg hunt with the grandchildren, it would be nice without the handle on at all, and you've got a storage box, or you could put two shorter handles, one each side, if you didn't want it to look so much like an Easter basket. But it's quite a quick, simple make, so we'll get on with that in just a second. Hello, Brenda in Kentucky, Amanda, Eilish, hello, Chrissy, Linda, sorry if I've missed anybody. G'day, Nell, Leslie, Janet, Helen, Laura, morning, Janet, Sue, there's loads of us here today, jolly good. Let me know if you're sewing along. And, oh, it's 9 p.m. in Queensland. Oh, that's not so bad. That's not so bad, is it, in Queensland? It's about 6 o'clock in the morning in the States, so we might not be getting any USA viewers this morning, but I am doing this again, all over again, tomorrow. Yeah, thank you, Andrea. Got a bit carried away there. So I'll be back again at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon doing exactly the same thing, but with a different fabric, because I messed up a bit today. So if, I mean, thank you for finding me if you didn't see the announcements, but should have been here at 4 o'clock this afternoon, as is the new time for the Half Yard Sewing Club sew-alongs, and I thought it was next week. And I'm in London next week at the Stitch Festival. And I couldn't do it this afternoon because I've gone and double booked myself, and I'm filming for Create and Craft this afternoon. So here we are early. So that's why you're getting a double whammy. That's why I'm back again tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon as well. So I want to have a quick chat about the Half Yard Club and to give you a tease as to what's coming up in the next, for next month. So where are we? March the 18th. So you've already got your secondary project for this month, which is this one. I'll have a look in a second, see if anybody's made it yet. But it's an embroidered heart. I was thinking along the lines of Mother's Day. So this would have come out on the 15th. So you've had to make it pretty sharpish, but to make a nice Easter gift or just a gift for somebody that you love. And it's very simple ribbon embroidery. As in, so I'll just blank my screen. It's only using a polyester ribbon, so not the silks that are traditionally used, and embroidery thread. I have made videos of how to make all of the different components of this as well, and those will all be on the website. So you can, if you've not done anything like this, and maybe you find the words a little bit confusing, then you can follow the videos for those instead if you wish. International, is it International Quilting Day? I didn't know that, Jean. At Lincoln Museum. Oh, lovely. You're going to go? Morning, Biz in Nova Scotia. It's lovely, isn't it, Alice? And it's a very simple make, but I just think it's one of those things that would make a perfect gift for anybody. And the idea is to fill it with toy filler with a few drops of your favourite essence, or maybe some dried lavender or dried flowers or something like that, or a little bit of potpourri. Something to make it smell nice as well would be lovely. Hello, Sue in Brisbane. Hello, oh, Sue, two Sues together there. Hello, Cynthia in Tesco car park. We have Derby Run for the Roses. Oh, thank you very much, Brendan. I'm glad you like them. Hello to Sister Diane, who's watching with me. Hello, Diane. Hello, are you a sewer too? Hope you enjoy the show this morning. Are you sewing along? Hello, Gina in Grimsby. Christine, hello to you too. Right, so that's that. On the 1st of April is going to be, let me just whiz over here, a set of 3 storage boxes with lids. Because I don't remember who, but somebody asked for these. So they're in 3 different sizes. There's 8 inches, 7 inches and 6 inches. I haven't made the 6-inch one yet because I should be filming the video for this tomorrow. And I thought I'd make the 6-inch one in the video. But they're quite sturdy. They're made with Bosal foam, which is really easy to use. and it's a nice easy way of making them. If you have an overlocker or a serger, it makes it even easier and even quicker to make them up. But I thought those would be really useful for storing anything from bits and bobs in your bathroom to sewing patterns and notions and things like that. Nice gift ideas as well. So that's coming up next. We're all good here, thank you, Sarah at Shaw Towers. Very good. We had an egg today. I've got three new rescues, and one of them laid, so I must be happy. Let's have a quick look at the Half Yard Club. Now I've put behind me here, I'm glad you like it, Rita. I've put behind me some of the projects that come up. Basically, you've heard me talk about the projects. You'll have a main project which is released to the website on the 1st of the month. So this is going to be for April. It will have a video to go with it. So patterns where they're needed. This one doesn't need a pattern, it's only squares. Step-by-step instructions with photographs and a video, and the projects can be anything from boxes to quilts to bags to dressmaking to toys. There's a wide genre of different types of sewing. And then halfway through the month you get your secondary project like this one. So it could be this, it could be another bag, it could be a cushion cover. Again, that varies, and they won't kind of clash with the 1st of the month and the 15th. And then in between that you'll have your block of the month, and there is hints and tips and growing pages of things like that. So it's we're planning on it being a resource for you. There's also, oh hi Glynis, there's also a an Ask a Member page, excuse me, which you keep yourselves very busy on that one, which is like a forum, so you can chat to each other, you can ask a question, whether it's Half Yard Club related or not, and somebody will answer. It may be me, maybe one of the team, or it may be one of you, but it's a very busy area of the website, is that one. Hi Ellen Melbourne. Yes, it is felt, Carol. It's I think we've sold out of it on the website now. It's a heathered felt. So it's I've used a wool viscose because it's easy to sew through than synthetic, I find, when you're sewing by hand. But you could make it from fabric, but I've edged this with a hand stitch blanket stitch. But as the ribbon isn't actually pulled through the fabric, it sits on top, then you could use a cotton fabric if you wanted to instead. Oh, thank you, Joy. I'm glad you enjoy it. I love the elephant nightwear case with the head fit, the PJ pattern. I think it might be a bit big. Look, oh, I don't know actually. No, I think it might be a bit big. I haven't got PJ with me to compare. He's gone to London. He's on his way to London to go to a show at the Stitch Festival. Those are returning projects. So when you join up, you'll have 2 years worth of projects. So that is 48 projects in total, plus your block of the month. After 2 years, the projects are taken down. Occasionally they come back, like with the elephant nightdress case or the mouse nightdress case, or the cat head for that one as well. And basically a drawstring bag with a head on it. The quilt here is one that's just come back as well. That's a flying geese, but it's a little bit different. It's kind of got curves to it. So that's one that's come back after the 2 years as well. So we keep throwing these back at you as bonuses. And of course there is the block of the month, which I can't show you because it's on his way to London to go to a show next week at the Stitch Festival. Or Sue's going to sew along. Lovely. I'll show you quickly Half Yard Club and then we'll get on with it. If you do want to join the Half Yard Club for free for a month, by the way, you'll need to go all the way through to checkout, put all of your details in there, and there's a coupon code, and if you put in the word welcome in capital letters, you get a month for free. If you do want to join us, it's £5.99 a month, or however that translates in your country, or £60 per year. And I'm saying in your country because it's worldwide. I've had so many messages from people in New Zealand, in Canada, in South Africa, just saying, can I join? Of course you can. There's nothing to post out, so everything is online or downloadable or printable, so anybody anywhere in the world can join up. And when you do join, it'll translate the currency into the currency where you're joining from. So let's do this and I'll show you the website. We're being updated. I had a big long list of things that the web designers were working on yesterday, and it'll look the same. It'll still be easy to work your way around and everything, but I'd have some new features on there. So the jewellery pouch was last month. That one has a video to it. That's the block of the month for this month, Sarah's choice. And this one, the Kingfisher Quillo, is one that's come back again. The Flying Geese quilt, that's the one, look, that's come back again. There's PJ the mouse. So you can see we've got bags and purses and quilts, a hot water bottle cover, Furushika gift wrapping. The multi-use caddy is one that's still there. We've got a polar bear, some Christmas items for you, dog walking bag. There's your laundry, your rabbit laundry bag from 2018. Let's have a look at that one. So here's all of your instructions. This is a video of how to make it as well. And oh, we've got no pictures of that one. Maybe it's because it's one that came back. So the video is...
Hi, right now this month we're going to be making my drawstring bag with the
full length.
It's really quite obvious. You've got to
as I'm sewing it. So if you find it easier to follow a video, then every other project will have a video to it as well. This is the Ask a Member. So can I make the pressing pad that Debbie has in her videos? And oh, Megan's answered that one, look. Oh, Half Yard announcing the time change for today. Anything to use instead of Bosal. Megan's come back with an answer for that one. There's Laura answering. So just asking questions, but somebody made a bag from Debbie's video. I'm very pleased with it. Maybe a picture there. Let's have a quick look. Oh, that's nice. That's Blodwyn. So again, you can join in and kind of talk to each other and ask questions. These are all of the hints and tips, and this is a growing resource of videos and photographic step-by-steps. So yeah, we are getting pretty big now, and in fact we have over 4,000 members. So yes, growing very quickly. Morning, Leslie from Sunny and Preston. Halfway through block 3 and getting more accurate with each one. Oh God, gosh, I'm glad you're growing with it. Oh, thank you very much, Brenda. I still haven't started a block of the month. Oh, Gina says it's the best thing you'll ever do, joining the club. Thank you. I do think it's a really nice community, and particularly when we do these live streams. I know they're not always Half Yard Club, that's not always sew-alongs, but you recognise people's faces, recognise people's names and where you're from, like Julie in Lisbon. Sarah says it's the best club out there, loads of brilliant projects, tips and techniques, and a lovely sewing community. Really good value for money. Thank you. Janet's got a Maddie Fabric offer. Jolly good. It's a buy one, get one free. Oh, that's another thing. If you are a Half Yard Club member, you're entitled to a 10% discount off my website. And I just want to stress, I know I've said this before, but people do kind of get confused sometimes. They are completely separate websites run by completely different organisations, if you like. So the Half Yard Sewing Club is run by myself and Search Press, my publisher. So there's a whole team that are dedicated to working on the club. So we have Sam. Caroline's still going to be involved, but she's taken a step back now. She's retired. So Sam has taken over. There's Emily, who is editor. We have Sophie and Claire, who are marketing, and they will be answering emails and things like that. And then we have Emma, who draws up patterns, and we also have a proofreader. So we're making the projects go out as professionally as we possibly can. And then, of course, over here, there's Melissa, who does the block of the month. There's me, there's Kim, and there's Gary, my husband, who does the photography. My website, Debbie Shaw Sewing, is completely separate. The two aren't linked at all. So you'll have different passwords for each one. You don't buy anything from the Half Yard Club. If you want to buy it, you go to Debbie Shaw Sewing. But I do get a few that still get a little bit confused, assuming that maybe you put in your Half Yard Sewing Club password into the Debbie Shaw Sewing website, it's going to work, and it's not. They're not connected at all. But you do get your 10% discount, remember. Oh, Kaz, no, it's getting better. I fell over. We have stone steps. Who wanted to see this one? I'll open it out a little bit. I can't pull it down because it's behind a picture. It's a Flying Geese quilt. It's a nice technique. It is Flying Geese, but it's the sections are curved, and that's one of the projects that's come back. So that will be on the Half Yard Sewing Club website right now. Thursday to make a lap quilt for a friend's 80th birthday on Monday. Oh. Kaz, sorry, yes, I fell over a stone step in the house and landed on the stone step, so it's a lot better than it was. Silly thing to do. Should we get some sewing done? Because now lots of you are waiting. So I've cut out all my pieces. I'm just going to plug in the iron. We're going to do a bit of quilting, so it may take a little while to do that. I have just have a look at that one for a second, because that's we're going a little bit bright at the top up here, I think. So I'm just going to alter that slightly. So here we have 2 outer and 2 lining pieces, which, this is multitasking, isn't it? Which measure, that'll do, 9 inches by 13 inches. There we go. That's better. So 9 inches by 13 inches, 2 outer, 2 lining, and 2 fusible foam pieces. So this is Bosal. I don't know if there is other. I've not used other products than Bosal. I'm sure, I think it's Style Foam or something like that. That do a similar one. I've not used it. I tend to use this one. You could use a fusible fleece if you like, but the bag won't be quite as solid, but that would work really well. And then for the handle, I've got a piece measuring 20 inches by 3 and a piece of the foam which measures 18 inches by 1. You can tell what's going to happen there, can't you? So let's get this fused onto here first of all. So just, whoops, bring up the ironing pad. If you are using Bosal, it likes steam. That's what I like about it. So you've got a good adhesion and it doesn't tend to wrinkle. So let's pop that over the top. It is a good way to practice your top stitching, Laura, I think. Don't seem to have much water in here for plenty of steam, as I'm saying, but we're fine. If you haven't got a fusible, we are quilting this, so it's not that important to actually fuse this. That hasn't quite stuck there. It really does need steam. Morning, Kim. Yvonne made the half-yard wallet last week and about to start the multicad. It also adapted the sewing roll into a pipe roll for hubby. Can highly recommend the Half-Yard Sewing Club, a good mix of projects. Thank you, Yvonne. We do try and cater for as many people as we can, because you know not everybody likes to quilt, so we're not going to. I know you've got a block of the month, but there's plenty of other choices for you. So it's not full of bag making and dressmaking, but there are elements of bag making, dressmaking, homewares, curtains, cushion covers. Hi, Olive. Oh, Elsie says, I've been meaning to try and make that quilt. It's quite different. Thanks for bringing it back. Because you can make it bigger as well if you wanted to. Hi, Linda. Oh, everyone's saying hello to Kim. Oh, Ginny's got a thumping headache. Oh, go and have a pill. Right. And then the long strip here. The scratchy side is the fusible side, and we're going to trim that bit off there actually, because that doesn't look very straight. We're going to put this in the middle, but slightly to one side, because basically that's going to wrap over there, and that folds over, and that folds over, so that it overlaps. So again, works better with steam. Haven't got any water, but I'm just putting on this side to hold it in place, because normally you would fuse it from the fabric size. Shelley says, the best money I've spent joining the Half-Yard Sewing Club. Thank you. That didn't work too well. Let me try it like that. So just over the halfway mark. Jenny's got no Bosal seams, so is using a fusible heavy interfacing, which is a bit like thick paper, and some 8640. That's a good idea. And using canvas cotton for the outside. Thanks, Jenny. She has tried it and just thought that she'd mention because it worked. Thank you. Right, so the ends of this are going to fold over the end of the foam, because you will see the ends of this. Thank you, Denise. It's a little bit long there, never mind. That folds over there. What happened to the small iron? No, I've lost it, Sophie. No idea what I've done with my small iron. It'll be around somewhere. I took it to Create and Craft last week, so it'll be in a bag somewhere. I've lost a pair of scissors as well. I'm sure I didn't leave them there. Still, I'm there this afternoon, so I'll have a look around and see if anybody's handed anything in. So fold the small end over. Is the pattern that fabric shades of purples? No, it's greens. There's pink in there. This is a Lynette Anderson fabric off the website. There are bits of pink in, and I'm using the pink blush, which really brings out those pinks. But no, they're like a very dark green colour. Pretty, isn't it? A non-directional fabric works best for this one, by the way. I know, Rita. It's in a bag somewhere. I've got so much stuff to pack up and take with me when I go to Create and Craft. It's I don't always decant everything when I get back. So we're folding over the edge, the raw edge, and that's going to overlap the edge that we've just sewn. Oh, that's hot. The edge that we've just sewn. Now you could glue this if you like. If you've got a glue pen, that would work very well, just to hold it in place before you sew. Let's just overlap this. And then we'll sew down each side to hold that in place. Currently dry in North Wales. Oh, I don't say anything just in case. Right. Shares in irons. Actually, Sarah, yes, they're probably selling them. I wonder if they're going to do an iron show with stuff that they've found. Okay, that will do for now. And then we're going to sew down each side, or where it overlaps anyhow, and just to hold that in place. So I think we'll do a few rows of stitches down here. So I'll need one at the overlap, which is just off centre, and lengthen your stitch a bit. It doesn't need to be a small stitch for this one, so I'm on actually 3.2 for this, and we'll sew down the middle, or at least where it overlaps. But I think we'll do a few rows of stitches down here because it gives a nice ribbed kind of look. And down to the end. Just making sure that you don't see the raw edges. It's on the underside, but nice if it's all tucked away neatly. And then I think I'll just do one strip the same distance from the opposite side. So I've got 2 rows of stitching. Do as many as you like. If you've got a decorative stitch on your sewing machine, that might be quite nice to use as well. So we've got that. But again, if you want to draw some more lines, if you want to do a zigzag down the centre, that would look nice as well. So do as much of that as you like. Helen's trying to get her youngest son to design a 3D printer template with corner cuts out in different sizes to help do box building. Oh, that's a good idea. I'd love to have a go with a 3D printer. Print your own rulers. Huh? Right, so we're just going to draw a grid over the 2 sides now. So that's what we're going to quilt. So, erasable ink pen, always test. And 45 degrees. So use the 45-degree line on your ruler just to get going. And draw a straight line there. I know I've overlapped a bit with my phone, but I can trim that back in a bit. And we're going to draw 2-inch squares all over it. Anybody keeping up? Oh, Shelley's going to Stitch Festival for the first time. I haven't been for a couple of years, but it was a really nice show. Really enjoyed it. It's not the biggest show, so you know you won't be sitting on the floor with a glass of water like you see a lot of people do when they get halfway around. And there is a nice little pub and restaurant next door as well. And I think it's in Islington, so it's quite a nice area, I think, as well. Right, so I've got diagonal lines in one direction, and then turn it over, and we'll do the same in the opposite direction. So now I've got this line on my ruler level with this, and we'll just carry on in the opposite direction. Now you can quilt this however you like. If you wanted to do a little bit of free motion and make Easter egg shapes all over it, that would be nice. Or just a little bit of a squiggle. Or of course you don't have to do this at all, if you prefer not to. I suppose it depends what kind of fabric you're using really, isn't it? If it's something that's very textural, you might not want to quilt it. We are going to cut the bottoms out of this in just a second as well. So that's the first one. And then on with the second side. So just in the same way. Elsie's going to join again tomorrow. Yeah, if you can tomorrow. We're just going to do exactly the same thing tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. So if you do get a little bit lost today, then, you know, if you can join me tomorrow as well, then just put it to one side and then we can pick up on it again tomorrow if you like. Or of course you can watch these back because they will stay on Facebook and YouTube forever. Hi Julie. Dawn used to live in Islington. Nice area, isn't it? Very busy there. Print left-handed rules if I had a 3D printer. Can't these be left and right-handed? If you flipped them over? I wonder if you could print a left-handed sewing machine. The sewing machines are all the same, aren't they? Right, so doing this in the opposite direction. Like so. Janet's putting us on her calendar. Next weekend, I've been saving my pennies for the Stitch Festival as Sharon. So I shall be on the search press stand. I'm not sure of the stand number, but I'll try and find out and put a post. And I'm not sure if Kim's going to be there every day, because obviously she's a mum as well, and we're all talking weekends. But I shall be there probably from the opening on Thursday. I think it opens at 10 o'clock till about 3. And then Friday, Saturday and Sunday I'll be there from about 11 till 3. Probably be there longer, but that's the plan, is for 11 till 3. I'm just going to trim my phone back to the fabric. So come and say hello. I say we've got a little bit on the search press stand. Tilly Rose is going to be there as well. She's only there on the Thursday and Friday. She won't be there at the weekend. And I said Kim's going to pop over at some point as well. But you'll be able to meet Thursday and Friday. You'll be able to meet Sam, who is now in charge of Half Yard Club. So come and say hello to us. Thanks, Lavinia. Just popped on. Oh, hello. I'm very good, Zakaya. How are you? Brought his white skeleton. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it, Patricia. Oh, Joella has to work today. Never mind. Well, maybe you like work. If I have to work today, it's yay, working today. Oh, stand D61. Thank you, Sarah. We're on stand D61 at the Business Design Centre in Islington next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just sewing along these lines now. So again, tell them to slow down if you want to slow down. Tell them to shut up or speed up if that's your preference. I'm still using a longer stitch because this isn't a seam, so it doesn't have to be strong. And you probably find with thicker fabrics, they seem to slow the machine down a bit, so your stitches look shorter. So it might be an idea to lengthen your stitch anyway. So we're just going to carry on sewing until we've covered the whole area. Hi Leanna. Thank you, Mary. Stand D61. You know more than I do about what I'm doing. So just turn this around and go back down again. I love quilting on the Bosal. It really makes the stitches sink into the fabrics and makes them stand out. Hello Daniela in Germany. Julie's left-handed. Oh, sorry, your message went then. Let me just bring that back up again. Oh, I've lost you. Oh, oh no, Julie Jones. I'm left-handed. I turn my machine so the threader is facing me and it works. Oh, okay. If the manufacturers would... Yeah, it would be. I spied the lidded boxes. Can't wait to learn more. I'm very pleased with the lidded boxes and how they've turned out. I've put toggles on the top of them. You could put a button or a bead would look nice as well, or just a bow. You know, it's just something to lift them up, but they're not necessary. I think they look nice. And I think without the lids, they all stack inside each other as well. So if you give them as a gift, it makes it easier to wrap, doesn't it? Oh, Elsie says the basket's going to be nice to hold the Easter eggs I made from one of the videos last year. Lovely. I forgot about those. Have a look on my YouTube channel for Easter inspiration, because yes, I did do some felt Easter eggs last year that were hand decorated, weren't they, if I remember? Oh, Elizabeth's coming too, lovely. So I've just gone backwards there a little bit. Okay, I think I've done the one side. How are we keeping up? Always turn it over and look from the back, because I thought that was finished and it's not. Look, there's one missing down the centre. Don't tend to notice so much from the outside panels. So almost done. No, I'm not at Malvern, I'm afraid. Don't normally go to the shows, to be honest. I will be at the Quilt Festival. Can't remember the date, in August. But I'm having an interview. We're going to do a Q&A with Wendy Gardner on stage. So can't remember the date. It'll be on their timetable, but you know what I'm like, just can't remember. Cut. Right, so down there. No, I'd like to spend more time going around the shows, but it's like a complete day out of the studio, so it never happens. Bobbin's fine, thank you, Leanna. How are we getting on with the quilting? Are we keeping up? How to handle that with the Maddy Caddy? That's a good idea, Patricia. Right. Just sewing in straight lines, you know. That's what quilting is and all that. So the filming I'm doing at Create and Craft this afternoon, they're going to start doing some free online courses, and mine's going to be a tote bag. So I'm filming the video this afternoon, and it's a tote bag with a zip pocket on the inside and a flap with a bit of applique. It's not just any old tote bag. And they're hoping to launch them around about the 1st of March, so it'll be a free video for everybody, but there will be a kit put together if you want to make the actual bag as well. 1st of May, sorry, not 1st of March, we've gone there, haven't we? Love the heart quilt. Does look a bit like hearts, doesn't it? Thank you. So that's one of the projects that's come back on the Half Yard Sewing Club. Are the boxes going to be a half yard project? Yeah, no, those are half yard. Everything you see around me is Half Yard Club Rosina, and those boxes are the 1st of April. So that's going to be the next project coming out. So I just thought I'd give you a tease. Oh, excuse me. So you will have the measurements for 3 different sizes of boxes, and there will be a video as well. So those are 8" and 7". There'll be a 6" box, which I'm going to film tomorrow as well. So they'll all nest together nicely. It's Bosal foam again, so if you wanted to stock up on that, I can't remember how much off the top of my head, but you could use another firm interfacing if you don't want to go for the Bosal. But something like H640 or the Fusible fleece, I think it's going to be too floppy because you won't get the lid on. You'll get a box that stands up okay, but as soon as you try and put a lid on it, it's not going to be firm enough to hold it. I'm using a knee lift and heel thread cutter. I haven't programmed it yet for the heel cutter, and I don't get on with a knee lift. I've never used a knee lift, so that's just missed one again. I do prefer the heel thread cutter because that's what I use on my straight stitch machine. But normally when when I've finished here and this machine stays down here, I'm off doing something else, like straight from here down to Create and Craft. So I haven't got time to sit and have a play with it. But must do that. The elephant behind me, Sarah, is, I'm just going to iron the marks away because I used a heat erasable ink. The mouse and the elephant are drawstring bags. I'd call them pyjama cases. And I was saying earlier that every so often, well in fact every month, we bring back a project. So Half Yard Club projects will stay on the website for 2 years, but occasionally we just think, oh go on, have it back again then. And these are projects that have come back. So they are Half Yard Club projects. Jean, yes, I didn't know we were out of stock. So yes, we'll definitely be looking at more Bosal. If my daughter's watching, need more Bosal, hun. Missed another one. Are you doing that? I'm telling you to turn it over and check, and I didn't turn it over and check. So, then I'm sure that's it. I'll check next time. There we go. And don't throw over your smaller pieces. Throw away your smaller pieces of Bosal because you can join it together with a zigzag stitch. Maybe just like you would with a wadding, so you butt up the 2 pieces together and zigzag over the top. I don't use tiny pieces like that, but smaller pieces definitely, so you're not wasting anything. Grab the bog off, the buy one get one free Maddie panel, that's okay. That's going to be it with Maddie panels when those have gone by the way. We had a few spare, so we just thought, oh why not? Let's make a little bit of space for new stuff. We need a lot of space for new stuff. So how are we doing? Oh, Sarah's been a member from the beginning. So forgot the elephant, going to check? No, yeah. So we're coming up for 5 years. 5 years. So when we come, we'll be 5 years in August. So that will be 5 24s would be the amount of projects that we've had, which is 120 something. Can't work it out now. It's lots. Okay, so we've got that. Now we need to cut a 3-inch corner out of each bottom. I know the aubergine went straight away, Jenny. So let's measure here. 3 inches. 3 inches, and we need to do this on the lining side as well. So just, I know you've quilted over some of that, but you know, 3 inches, 3 inches, and with the lining, I'll do these both together. So 3 inches and 3 inches there. And then we'll cut those out. I was just thinking actually with this method, it doesn't really matter if the fabric's directional or not, does it? Because it doesn't actually wrap around. So I'll take that off. Doesn't need to be one directional. So save those for Fee. And this one. And this makes a nice fat base. So it's the same way that we would, or one of the methods is you would use for boxing the base of a bag. But when you've got a bigger square cut out like this, it makes the base and the sides actually squarer. Like so. And I'm just going to iron my lining fabric because it's a bit creased up. There we are. Oh, Robbie's just done the handle, way behind. Sorry. Put behind down there. Okay. So you haven't quilted yet, Robbie. Never mind. Never mind. We'll get it done. You just might be a bit later, but there again, if you need to watch back, then you can do, of course, as well. And you can fast forward without the chat, so you can just get on with the sewing. Peggy hasn't had a chance to go through the Half Yard Club website. We'll be going through it with my ladies on our quilt retreat next week. Very excited to make the heart with the embroidery. Oh, have a nice time at your quilt retreat. I've never been to a quilt retreat. Oh, Julie bought the left-handed scissors and can't find them. So blames it on the borrowers. Right, so this is very much like putting together any other bag that we've ever made. So we're going to sew right sides together across the top. So we'll have one piece of lining with one piece of outer fabric, and then one piece of lining, one piece of outer fabric, and just sew across the top. And I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, or the the edge of your foot, just to sew that. Jenny, just order one. If you order one Maddie panel, we're going to send out 2. Okay, so foot down there. So just using the edge of my foot, which is a bit more than 1/4 inch, but that's not really going to make any difference. It just makes it easier. Oops, smaller stitch, to sew straight. Like so. So we've got that. And then do the same with the second piece. So right sides together, and just sew across the top. If you want to pin that, then that's fine, but it is quite easy to just line the edges up together and sew that way. Are we doing? Anybody keeping up? Anybody want me to go back over anything, do anything again? And we've got that. Hello, Rhodophilia Rhodo in Chile. Thank you for your tutorials. I think you're saying there. Oh, thank you. Nice to have you on board. So these now go right sides together. So let's just move that out of the way. So let's line these up. I want the seams to meet here, because they'll stand out quite a lot if they don't. So I'm going to put a pin in those points. Oh, trying to find a pin cushion. So just at the seams there, just to hold those together. And same on this side. And there. And then we'll sew down the sides, across the bottom. We need to leave a turning gap in the bottom of here. It needs to be quite a wide turning gap. Hello, Ellen in Billingham. My lovely husband bought me the Duke machine last weekend, late birthday present, 31 went on Craig and Crab. Oh, it arrived yesterday. My husband's family is from Billingham. Most of them still there. Maybe you know them. So just take out the pin as you sew and make sure those line up. What is the address for the store site? It is debbieshoresewing.com, and Shore is S-H-O-R-E. If you want to have a bit of a shop. I think my 1.5-year-old granddaughter needs the basket. Oh, why not? I need to make 3. Well, in fact, I will have 3 after I've done the next one tomorrow. So maybe I should be doing a superhero one for my granddaughter. So 3 grandchildren, so they can all have one next time they come up and do the Easter egg hunt. Thread's just come undone. I think it's got a bit knotted around the take-up lever. Where have you gone? bear with me while I just rethread the machine. I'm just about to run out of thread actually, so it's maybe a good job that happened. Right, so round there, up, down, in there. Love the threading system on this one. It's so quick and easy. You go in there, you go down there, bit of fluff on there, and then we can carry on. Just bear with me 1 second. It's got very hot in here. All of a sudden, so I'm just going to turn the heat off. It's freezing this morning. I would make the new grandbaby one as he or she won't be here till September. Because it doesn't have to be Easter, does it, Alexandria? You could fill it full of baby things. So maybe put some, oh, I don't know, it's been a long time, some talcs and baby wipes and things like that in it. That would make a nice gift, wouldn't it? So just down the next side here. And again, take pins out as you come to them. Straight down this side. Snip. And over here. Thank you, Sarah. And again, quite a big turning gap, because there's a lot of bulk to go through this one. Let's move it across, foot down. And then, oh, then that's it, gone all the way around. So we've got that. So again, anybody want me to slow down, keeping up? Are you sewing along? Have you given up? Come and let me know how you're getting on. Halloween basket, that's a nice idea. So you could put some applique around there, couldn't you, of I don't know, ghouls and things. I got some raffia. That isn't out of the chicken pen, but I just got some raffia and stuck that in there, and something to sit the eggs on. Okay. So that's where we are at the moment. So the next thing to do is to bring together the cutout corners and sew them. So open that up, squish it together. It's quite a large base, and we're going to sew straight across here. Like so. Push that out of the way, and sew. When you get to the seams, it's quite bulky, so squash them in opposite directions. Like that. Then do the same on this side. Photo Diva, going to make one with kitty print for our fur babies. So again, seams squash in opposite directions. Susan's a bit behind, but get in there. And so this one, or just give me a shout if you want to stop. We can chat about other things for ages. The square cut out of the box corners with 3 inches, Kathy. Right, and then there. So we've got that. I have got 3 other chooks, Jean, and they're laying. Had an egg this morning, so they're obviously very happy birds. So that's my limit though, the 6 of them. So I've got 3 bantams and then 3 bigger ones. I'm not sure what they are. I think they're Morans. So I'm just opening out the second half here, and again we'll sew straight across there. Hi Josie, like that, and sew straight across. Alright, and down, foot down. No, as reverse stitch at the end of the seams like this one. Just line those up. And so. Oh, it can be nice to have you here tomorrow as well. We could do a lid for this one when he shows next month. That's a good idea, Laura. What am I doing there? that way. Open that up and sew it across. And then we're almost done. I do, Helen. Well, I have names for 3 of the chickens. So it's just got really, really warm in here. I do apologise, but I'm going to do that. I might even open the door in a minute, so I'm baking. I've only got the names for the 3 original ones, and they are, my grandchildren named them, okay. So they are R1, Pom Pom and Truck. That's what happens when you ask kids to name things. I'm just going to turn this the right side out. The 3 new ones, I think they had names already, but I forgot to ask. I only picked them up yesterday. So I need to get in touch with the rescue centre, because these were somebody's pets. So I'm pretty sure they've got names, but I'll have to ask. Maybe has chickens and a rooster. Yeah, trying to avoid the roosters when you have neighbours. I love the sound, to be honest, of a rooster. I'd be quite happy with them, but I don't think the neighbours would approve. Right, so just push out the corners. So, and at this point, you've got quite a nice little storage box there. Let's sew the opening closed in the bottom. So pull the 2 sides away from each other. And we'll sew straight across. Oh, straight across. No, I haven't lost my notebook, Jules. That stays down here when I'm doing the live, so that I can make notes of things, ideas that you come up with, or things that I need to do. It has come in very useful. Oh gosh, excuse me. So that's so I'm just going to switch my mic off a second, because you don't really need to see this. Sorry, had a bit of a cough there. Right, let's fold the ends of this in. I think this is a bit deeper than the one I made earlier. We're going to fold the edges of this over. So as you can see, again, nice storage box if you don't put the handle on it. And I'm just going to sew from the inside because I find it easier. So I'm wrapping the edge of the fabric over, which means that the edge of the foam is folding over as well. So it does want to fight back a little bit, but I'm having none of it. And then we'll top stitch all around the edge. Just checking on my thread because I saw it was running out earlier. So I'm stitching about 1/8 of an inch from the seam at the top. And over you go. So always start with the needle down, and I'm pushing all of this fabric out of the way as I'm sewing. So I'm keeping the stitch line underneath the needle nice and straight. Like so. And just keep sewing all around. So this is getting a little bit creased up now, but that's absolutely fine. And take your time. Again, stop with that needle down if you need to. I'm just going to keep squishing all of this out of the way as I'm sewing. Fold that over, seam on the edge, and just keep stitching. So almost back to the beginning. Okay, it's turned out a little bit deeper than the other one. I don't know why, but I kind of like this. If I was making a storage basket, then this would be a better size, I think. So over the lumpy bit in the corner. And back round again. So we've got that. So you may find that you need to press again at this point, because obviously we've turned it inside out, the right side out and everything. And let's just do that while we're here. So I've still got the iron on. And there we go, just pop that inside there. Just iron the, and just around the top nice and flat. Like so. I'm not going to iron right into the base because you're not really going to see that anyway. No, Gina, I never did find that ditty book. What we could also do actually, while we're having a bit of a pressing moment, let's make it more basket shaped. So we can do this. And on that side. And then just squish the top of it as well. There. So if I was making a box for storage, I could crease down these sides here and make it a little bit squarer. But I think for a basket it's quite nice when it's that kind of shape. Right, almost done. So I've got my needle and thread and I'm using embroidery thread. So it might be quite tricky to actually get this through the fabric. I don't want to take it all the way through. Because I don't want to see the stitches on the inside. Whoops, cheers. So let's take my needles, my bobbins, my buttons, for goodness sake. And we need to measure where these are going to go, and I've put my ruler down somewhere. So as that's squished open, it's now measuring 12 inches across. So I need to put these at the 6-inch mark. But they will be a little bit further down. I'm not going to sit them right at the top. So 6 inches on each side marks the centre. And then I'm going to measure down from there another 1.5 inches. So that's where I'm going to put my straps. So it's not right on the edge, it's set down a little bit. So just 1.5 inches there. Okay. If you wanted to, you could glue it. You've got some strong fabric glue. This isn't going to go in the wash or anything, so you could glue this if you prefer to. If you've got some of your HT2 glue or something like that, use that instead. Right. So let's go in here. Let's tidy up those threads on the end first. Right, oh, come here. There you go. And then I'm going to go into the button. I'll show you the knots in just a second, Brenda, if you like. Then out through the other side. And then I'm going to go into the mark, but not take it all the way through. It doesn't really matter if it goes all the way through. I just think it looks cleaner if you don't see this from the other side. And then I'm going to come back underneath here again, through the opposite side of the needle. Honestly, Deborah, through the button and back through there. And I'm only going to do that once because this is embroidery thread, so it's really strong. And then I can peel this back and knot the thread behind here, so I don't see it all the way through. Do a couple of knots there. And then cut that off behind. Now, if you do have glue, even if you've sewn, might be an idea to just pop a little bit of wet glue behind there. So you don't need to, I didn't put this in the instructions, but if you do have some, a little bit of wet glue behind there would make that even more secure and stop the threads coming undone. But a strong glue like this, you can actually use that. I'll just hold that in place while it dries, instead of the sewing. If you're going to do that instead of sewing, I would put the thread through the button anyhow, so it looks like it's been sewn on, but then you don't have to actually sew it. So let's go over to the other side. And here you go, Brenda. Let's pop my lid on there. So you've threaded the needle. Take the needle in your right hand if you're right-handed. Take the end of your thread in your other hand and point it so that the end of the thread meets the end of the needle. And then grab hold of the thread with the right hand, twist it around the needle a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times, then hold on to the bit that you've twisted and push the needle through, and you can drag the knot right down to the bottom of the thread. I'll just snip the end of that off there. So it is actually quite quick when you've done it a few times. And then again, let's go through here. Yeah, Alexandra, is this tomorrow again? I messed up my timetable. We should have been doing this at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I double booked myself, so I had to come early. And because a lot of people were expecting me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon today, I thought we'll do it again tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just by way of an apology. Another button on the inside would be a nice idea, Leslie, yes. Chick rabbit button on the inside if anyone did want to go right through. Good idea. Just to make it a bit neater. I mean, you know, it's a basket at the end of the day, isn't it? It doesn't really matter if you see the stitches on the inside anyway, but let's do it here, back through again. Pull it nice and tight, back through, and into the base fabric. Nice and tight. Can you hear my next door neighbour's dog barking? I didn't even know they'd got one. Maybe they've got visitors. And tie it in a knot. Yes, you can, Alexandria. Yes, absolutely. Same again tomorrow. Different fabric, same idea. And again, if you wanted to, dot a glue. Out you come. That might be an idea anyhow if you're making this for children. Just put a dot of glue on there. And let's hold it for a second while it dries. Oh, come here. And I can see one thread. I don't know where they come from. I've got one thread sticking up. Just there, look. Let's chop that off. Okay, and then as I said before, what I did was to just get some raffia to fill the bottom, because otherwise that would be an awful lot of eggs. Don't need to do that, but you know, I think it just makes it look a little bit more Eastery. And then off they go. Oh, found one. Oh, I found one. Collecting their Easter egg, or whatever it is they're collecting. Maybe sweets and chocolate. Might be a bit warm to have that around the garden. I found some melted chocolate. So let's take those off. The glue, Sarah, is a glutamine HT2. We do have that on the website, I think, if we've got stock. But it's really strong. It's a really nice, strong glue. And I do be aware of that, because if you try to take, once that's glued, once it's set, if I try to take it off, it'd rip the fabric, it's so strong. But there's another nice little basket. And again, you could use that, as I said before, not just for Easter eggs. That could be something to keep your makeup in, or hair accessories, or even your travel iron. I think the strap this way, it says basket, but you could put 2 smaller handles either side, or not even have handles on there at all if you didn't want to. So, okay then, so I shall be back again at 4 o'clock tomorrow. You can make that any length you like as well. If you wanted that a little bit shorter, obviously make it shorter. If you wanted it longer, sling it over your shoulder maybe, then you can make it longer. I think that's turned out nice. Hopefully yours has too. Totally stressed out. Just managed to draw my quilting lines. Oh, Robbie, going to stitch them now. Debbie, make it look so easy. I was going to give up. No, do persevere. Do persevere. Take your time over it. And I do tend to sew very quickly. And I have slowed down so that you can keep up. So I'm sorry about that. But if you're getting frustrated with it and you want to leave it and come back tomorrow, then you'll be ahead of everybody else, won't you? So if you're free tomorrow, Robbie, then we'll see you at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Oh, Sarah, you see, now you've seen it once. No reason why you can't join in the sew along, because that's easy then, isn't it? So again, I'll put I'll re-put the measurements on Facebook with the 3-inch cutout corners, because I didn't put that there and we did get some questions about it. Falling asleep, got to go to bed. Oh, Nell, good night. Shan't see you tomorrow. That'll be a bit late for you tomorrow. I shall see you next week. I shan't see you next week. Oh, listen to me. So I shall be here at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Next week I shan't be here on Wednesday or on Saturday, because I'll be at the Stitch Festival in London, so I won't be doing a live Wednesday or Saturday. So it's going to be the next Wednesday that I'm going to be back again. So sorry about that. So please don't tune in expecting me to be there, because I won't. I wish I could just kind of go live and leave you to it, so you could have a chat amongst yourselves still, because that's quite nice, isn't it? But I can't do that. Okay, let's have a chat over here. Thank you, Denise. I think I'm all up to date there. Remember, if you do want to join the Half Yard Club, don't forget to use that code, the welcome in capital letters, and the pattern for the mouse. The pattern for the mouse is a Half Yard Sewn Club project, Helen. Everything behind me is Half Yard Sewn Club projects, so you need to be a member. Did you get my book and wreath back, please? Yes, I did, Sarah. Thank you. I did. I should have let you know about that. Yes, they did arrive. Okay, then. I shall see you again tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks for joining me today. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.